Good morning, Livingston Parish. My name is Amanda Jones. I am the librarian at Live Oak Middle School, and we have Miss Brooke Jackson, who is Youth Service Coordinator at the main branch of the Livingston Parish Public Library in Livingston. And we are here today to take a journey with Jones at the Livingston Parish Library to mountain habitats. And you might be asking yourself, what does Miss Jones have on her head? Well, this is actually called a Sherpa hat, and it was handmade in Nepal, which is one of the mountain habitats, the Himalayas and Mount Everest, that we will be visiting today. So that is why I am wearing this hat. Now, we're going to look at several different links, and if you're interested in exploring those links later on your own, down in the YouTube comments or the YouTube description, you will find a link to this presentation. You can also scan this QR code. You just open up the camera feature on your phone and it will link directly to the presentation. So let's get started. So we're about to explore several different mountain habitats. Now, fun fact, mountains are on every single continent on Earth. The longest mountain range is over 40,000 miles long, and 90% of it is under the ocean. It's called the mid-ocean ridge. It wraps around the globe like seams of a baseball. We're not going there today. We're going to stay above ground today. The longest above ground mountain range is actually the Andes, and it runs along the entire west coast of South America through 7 different countries, including Argentina, Chile, and Colombia. It is 4,700 miles long. What I have included right here is a link. This is a virtual tour to a lot of different mountain ranges, and you can go to this website right here, and you can explore and look around. It is a virtual tour of a lot of different mountain ranges. Now, we're actually going to go and tour some mountain ranges, and the first mountain range that we're going to look at are the Himalayas, specifically Mount Everest. So let's head over there. Here we go. I love this site, AirPano, because there are different scenes on the side, but also you can click on the little question mark and it'll tell you exactly what you're looking at. You can also click this little book feature at the bottom and it will give you information. So today we are looking at Mount Everest. Now, you can scroll all around here. So while I'm zooming in and I'm zooming out, I'll tell you a little bit about the Himalayas. So the Himalayas are a mountain range in Asia with many of the Earth's highest peaks. In fact, 50 mountains in the Himalayas, 50 mountains are 23,600 feet tall at the toppest peak. 52.7 million people live in the Himalayas, which it doesn't look like. And this is the rockier, colder area, but it's not always this high. We're going to look at some different areas. But 52.7 million people live in the Himalayas across 5 countries. China, look, see, there's some homes right there. And across 5 countries, China, Bhutan, India, Nepal, and Pakistan. This is another view of the Himalayas. Now let's go look at, let's see, actually what I want to show y'all is Everest Base Camp. So you can actually access Mount Everest on 2 different sides. There's 2 different routes to get up to the top of Mount Everest. Now, Mount Everest is the world's highest mountain at 29,031 feet. And as I'm talking, I'm just going to scroll around to look. Now, there are two routes, like I said, one in Nepal and one in Tibet. And Tibet is an area of China. Now, every year people climb Mount Everest. And it's not that it's that hard of a climb, it's that it's harsh conditions because it's so high up. There's such a lack of oxygen up there. So since the first person began climbing Mount Everest, there have been over 300 people have passed away trying to reach the top of the mountain. But this virtual tour, AirPano, is something you can click on. And you can scroll around and you can look at all the different areas of Mount Everest, the base camp, and the Himalayas, all in 360 degrees. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. I love this website. Now, next we're going to move on and we're going to talk about the Smoky Mountains. And if you're like me, Smoky Mountains is not that far away. I've been there several times. So let's head on over to the Great Smoky Mountains. Now, this website has this VR goggle icon, which means if you have VR goggles and a phone, you can look at this in VR. This is the Smoky Mountains. Now, the Smoky Mountains are not nearly as high as the Himalayas. It's just not nearly as high. Now, the Smoky Mountain Range is in Tennessee and North Carolina. It's a sub-range of the Appalachian Mountains. Now, the Great Smoky Mountain National Park was founded in 1934 and has 11 million visitors per year. It is the most visited national park in the United States, and these are the Smoky Mountains. And I was one of those 11 million visitors last year. This is a picture of the Appalachian Trail. This is one of the trails up in the Smoky Mountains. Now, the Smoky Mountains have 187,000 acres of old growth forest. So this is on the side of a mountain on the Newfound Gap Trail. And because there are arrows here, that means you can click on here and it'll take you to other 360-degree pictures, panoramas, but you can look up. You can look down. Now, the Smoky Mountains have the densest black bear population in the United States. And what's something I found really unique is that it has the most diverse salamander population in the United States. So now I've never seen a salamander when I've been there, but they say it has the most diverse salamander population. That would be the Smoky Mountains. The final link that we're going to look at is the Alps. Now, the Alps is the highest mountain range in Europe. The mountain ranges across 8 countries: France, Switzerland, Monaco, Italy, Liechtenstein, Austria, Germany, Slovenia. 8 countries. This is the Alps, and I will enlarge this. Look at that. I have actually been to the Alps. I've been to part of the Alps in Switzerland and part of the Alps in Italy. We did not go to when it was very cold, so it didn't look like this. It was green. But this is a part of the Alps. It is 750 miles long, the mountain range is. It is home to the Alpine ibex, which is a wild mountain goat that can only be found in the Alps. It's also home to little creatures called voles, which are kind of like hamsters. And I didn't know this, but there are a lot of adders and vipers that can be found there. This is a picture of the Alps, and you can click on here. It'll tell you all of the different areas that we're looking at. I want to show you this. Actually, let me show you this picture right here of the Matterhorn. Matterhorn is a famous mountain in the Alps because it kind of looks like a horn or a pyramid. The Matterhorn is 14,692 feet tall. So it's still not as tall as Everest, which is 29,000 feet, but this is 14,692 feet tall. It is shaped like a pyramid. Now, it's unique because it's an isolated mountain. You can see all these mountains are all kind of connected to each other. This one kind of stands alone by itself. It's a loner mountain. Well, cool thing about the Matterhorn is a lot of people climb it. In fact, in the summer, it averages 150 climbers a day. That's a lot of people climbing this mountain. So this would be a virtual tour of the Alps. And like I said, it's actually quite large and found across 8 different countries in Europe. Next, we're going to talk about wildlife that can be found in the mountains. And all sorts of wildlife can be found in the mountains. It just depends on where you're going, because the wildlife you find in the Smoky Mountains around 6,000, 7,000 feet is going to be a lot different from the wildlife you would find on top of Mount Everest. So let's look at some links. The first link we're going to look at is from the National Park Service. Now, our National Park Service has an excellent website. And it will talk about all of the plants, animals, and habitats of every one of the national parks. It'll even talk about how the habitats vary on the different mountains. So you can click on this and you can explore. What I want to look at are some animals. And we had talked about how there's a very diverse salamander population that can be found in the Smoky Mountains. So I wanted to show you this picture of a red salamander that is found in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's kind of creepy looking, if I do say so myself.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah, so look, you're either an amphibian person or you're not. I know my child would love to have her own salamander. Next, we're going to look at the World Wildlife Foundation. So there are a ton of different animals on this website that you can look at. You can click on here and look at various different species. I would like to look at the snow leopard. I would like to show you the snow leopard, and that is going to be found in the taller mountains. This is a picture of the snow leopard. Now, a snow leopard evolved to face some of the harshest climates on Earth. It can be very high up, low air quality, and harsh temperatures. This is the snow leopard. It can leap 6 times as long as its body. So if you see one out in the wild, it can leap a long distance. They're a vulnerable species, though. There are only 6,500 snow leopards left in the world. They are only found in the mountains in 12 different countries. I'd also like to go back and talk about the mountain gorilla. Mountain gorillas. Now, there are 2 areas of mountain gorilla. Half of them can be found in the Virunga Mountains near the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa, and the other half can be found in the windy, impenetrable forest in Uganda, which is in Africa. They live in the mountain forest, so they don't live in the snow. They live in the forest at around 8,000 to 13,000 feet. So this is a picture of a mountain gorilla. They are endangered. They say there are only 1,000 gorillas left in the wild. And if you're interested in learning about gorillas and mountain gorillas, you can go to this website and you can scroll and it gives you all sorts of information about mountain gorillas. The last thing we're going to look at is this third link, and we're going to look at grizzly bears. If I can find my picture of the grizzly bear, which apparently I cannot. Let me scroll down a little bit. Grizzly bear. Let's see. Animals. I'm going to do a search real quick. All right, brown bears, which are also called grizzly bears. So grizzly bears are found in North America. There are 55,000 found in North America. Of those 55,000, 33,000 of them are found in Alaska, and then 1,500 live in the lower U.S. So mostly in Montana and Wyoming. The rest are in Canada. This is a picture of a grizzly or a brown bear. Look how cute they are. They hibernate 5 to 7 months of the year. So if you ever travel up to the mountains in Montana and Wyoming, you might come across a grizzly bear. I mean, I personally wouldn't want to come across one in the wild, but that's where they live. If you're interested in learning more about mountain habitats, there are several different links for the Smoky Mountains, different plant and animal adaptations from the mountains, and a really cool Google Trek up Mount Everest. You can actually take a virtual tour up Mount Everest with Google Trek. There's also a video here on mountains that was created by National Geographic that you can watch. Some of my favorite books that are about mountains and mountain habitats it's the Peak series by Roland Smith. Peak is the first one, The Edge is the second one, and I think Ascent or Ascending is the third one. Those are middle grade, junior high, high school books. So if you're interested in action adventure set in a mountain setting, these would be books for you. The Livingston Parish Public Library also has a lot of great information, some nonfiction books about mountain habitats. This mountain book, Habitat Survival Series. And if you're planning on taking a trip to the Smoky Mountains, because it's not that far away, they have Great Smoky Mountain Visitor Companion. So you can check that out before you go on your vacation. So that is mountains, some views of mountains and some wildlife that can be found in mountain habitats. I'm now going to turn it over to Miss Brooke Jackson from the main branch of the Livingston Parish Library.
Thank you, Miss Amanda. So our summer reading program is coming to an end. We thank everybody who participated and came and participated in all of our programs and activities. The last day to complete was July 31st. And the last day to come and pick up any prizes that you won or earned during the summer reading program is August 8th, which today is the 7th. So that would be, today, yes, I think the 7th. Well, the last day would be August 8th to come pick up prizes. Next slide. And then if you are interested in attending any more programs at the library, to stay up to date on what programs we'll be having this fall, just go to our website at mylpl.info and click on events. You can see our calendar, and you can sort it by location, and then you can see what we have going on in all of our branches.
And this was our last Journey with Jones and the Livingston Parish Public Library virtual trip of the summer. We are headed back to school. Now, if you attend Live Oak Middle School, I'll be doing more Journey with Jones trips in social studies and science. But if you do not attend Live Oak Middle School, feel free to follow our Facebook page, LOM Library, and you can also join in on our virtual trips. This has been a great summer. I'd like to thank the Livingston Parish Public Library for being such a great partner with our school system. And we will see you again next summer. Bye, everybody.